What's up, guys? Welcome to week 5 of June 2020, Tuesday the 30th. It's TNA. This is Road to Glory. I am Chad Talks, and joining me as always is Jmack.
This is the Road to Glory, and we are on the road to TNA's flagship. Maybe a flagship. You could probably count Bound for Glory as a bigger show, maybe. But
yeah, I think this is definitely the SummerSlam of TNA.
This is the SummerSlam of TNA. We are 5 days away from Slammiversary, and this is the go-home show. We're live in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, where we'll also probably hold Slammiversary. I don't know why I keep saying we. It is only Chad doing TNA. So, Chad, we are, we're right there. The door, the light at the end of the tunnel, Slammiversary. We're right there. We can look at it. We can sniff it. We can kiss it. Are you excited?
I'm so excited, Justin. I think Slammiversary is going to be a great show, and I'm excited. There's been a lot of good, positive feedback from this series, and I am ready to roll.
All right, let's get into the show here, Chad. A massive go-home show, including I don't even want to spoil it. Let's get into it.
Yes. We start off our opening promo. Jillian Jacobs, she comes down to the ring, and she says, "Ladies and gentlemen of Toronto, we are just a week away from Slammiversary." And I got to tell you, we are on track. We are shaping up to have one hell of a pay-per-view. However, this is SummerSlam. No, this is Slammiversary. Sorry. This is Slammiversary. This is the biggest party of the summer. And that means we need to do it right.
No, that's SummerSlam.
And so I was thinking the only thing that this pay-per-view is missing is a host. We need a special host for Slammiversary. And so I was thinking, and I couldn't, and I was looking at all my candidates to be a good host. And it dawned on me, the best host is somebody who always is authentic, who speaks from the heart, or what we call in this industry as a shoot. And then, after she says that, Scott Steiner's music comes out. And he says, "That's right, Chad! Welcome to Steiner Shoots! And here's the shoot! The Big Bad Booty Daddy is gonna be the new host of Slammiversary! And I can't wait to bring Toronto some TNA action! And I can't wait to give all my freaks in attendance a ride with the Big Bad Booty Daddy. Now at Slammiversary, Scott Steiner is your hookup. Holler if you hear me." And Justin, Scott Steiner's the host of Slammiversary.
I do feel like that's a huge get, a host of Slammiversary. I feel like he would be more out of breath doing that at the young, ripe age of 57 years old. Good God, he's 61 now then? Because this is 2020. He's 61? Oh, my God, he's an old bastard.
Yeah, he's an old man.
The host of Slammiversary, the host with the most, Scott Steiner.
Yeah. And we have our opening contest, the North, going one-on-one against the ECW EV2 team of Rhino and Sabu. And in a decent match, the North defeated Rhino and Sabu in 11:41 when the tag team champions pinned Sabu with a spinning facebuster.
Yeah, big win for the TNA tag team champions.
Yes.
I don't remember who they're going against with at Slammiversary, but I'm sure we'll find out.
Listen, they don't have an opponent yet for Slammiversary.
Oh, well, that would explain why I don't know.
Yes.
But Chad, some music starts to hit.
Yes, as the North are celebrating their win, they're attacked by and the music is for a team that we haven't seen together in TNA in a long time, but this is Slammiversary, and that means, you have to be able to expect anyone from TNA's past, present, or future to show up. And Justin, that music is from the Latin American Exchange, LAX, Homicide, and Hernandez. And while they're beating up the North, in the corner, on the side, Rhino and Sabu, they are jumped in the crowd by those bastards, Reno Scum. And those two teams are in the ring beating down the other two teams. And Justin, Homicide and Hernandez have a microphone, And Homicide and Hernandez, they are letting the fans know that, listen, they were just informed by, the general manager, Jillian Jacobs. She's a busy woman. And she said that at Slammiversary, there is going to be a 4-way tag team title match where it will be Reno Scum, EV2, The North, and LAX for an opportunity at the tag team titles.
That's a massive match. Welcome back, LAX. Homicide making his return back to the Impact Zone. Oh, yeah. I used to love LAX back when I was watching TNA. I'm happy to see him back here, Chad.
Yeah, it's good to see him back.
One thing I do hate about this game, I just now realized with looking at this, when you put in people for promos, it's in alphabetical order instead of the way you want it. So looking at everyone in, I hate that. I hate it. Fix it. Fix it, Adam.
Yeah, fix it. Okay, we are backstage after that big announcement. Jillian Jacobs, she's talking to Scott Steiner, and Scott Steiner's like, Jillian, I love tag team wrestling. I've held the tag team titles more times than almost anybody. I'm looking forward to that match. And Jillian Jacobs, they're just chatting, and all of a sudden, as they're chatting, they see Leah Vaughn making her way to the ring backstage, because of course Leah Vaughn, she has her gut check match tonight, and that will, of course, if she wins this contract, Jillian Jacobs is going to give her a TNA contract. And as she's on her way back to the ring, she's saying she just wishes Leah Vaughn good luck. And then her and Scott Steiner continue to talk about Slammiversary, and she's interrupted by John E. Bravo, who says, "Now listen here, pretty mama. I think it's darn right disrespectful, all right, sugar, that this guy, Scott Steiner, all right, is the host of TNA. Oh, that don't jive with me, brother. Now listen, Scott Steiner, he's nothing more than a stick in the mud. He's like a peanut butter and banana sandwich that's been caught in the rain. He's lame. The kids don't like him. What the kids want is a Slammiversary that's going to make them say, bravo. Now, what I'm saying here, pretty mama, is you should let the cool guy himself, John E. Bravo, be the new host of TNA. And Scott Steiner gives him a wedgie and just puts his underwear right over Johnny Bravo's head. And then Jillian Jacobs says, "Listen, Johnny Bravo, I know that you think you should be the host, but I think I'm going to let our host prove his chops in the ring tonight. So I'll tell you what, I know you're not a wrestler, but I know you like to pal around with Glenn Gilberti. So why don't you go get your boy and he can wrestle Scott Steiner tonight?" So Justin, we're getting a Scott Steiner match.
No. Did you say Glenn Gilberti? Are we getting a Scott Steiner Disco Inferno match in 2020?
You're darn right we are.
Some habits die young, or whatever they say. We move on. Talking about Leah Vaughn and her gut check tonight.
What do you think of Johnny Bravo?
I forgot all about that because I wanted to evolve the story of Leah Vaughn. But what is he a? Is he a disco? Oh, is he an Elvis impersonator? What's his gimmick here?
Yeah, his gimmick is. Do you remember the cartoon Johnny Bravo on Cartoon Network?
Fuck off. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. What I was going to say about Leah Vaughn is, she has the opportunity of a lifetime to win a TNA contract with her, with her gut check match, and she could, with that contract, eventually wrestle for the TNA Women's Championship, Chad.
That's true. I mean, listen, Jillian Jacobs, she gave Leah Vaughn an opportunity to work backstage. Backstage, she gave her an opportunity to work in some matches and try to prove herself. And even though she has not been victorious, she worked every single week on those last batch of tapings, and it really impressed Jillian. And so now she's giving her an opportunity to earn herself a stable contract. Jillian Jacobs, a woman of the people.
A woman of the people. And if you get that contract, you could wrestle one of these women in this next hype package, Gail Kim or Zoe Stark.
Yes, we see here Gail Kim. She is in the ring, and she's in the ring, and she says, "Well, what a difference a week can make." I was so excited when Trish Stratus came to TNA. And when she came in, the first thing she told me was, she said, Gail, my only regret is that I didn't come here sooner. I didn't come here sooner when I could still wrestle, so I could have mixed it up with one of the greats. She was talking about me. And then I find out that Gail Kim and Trish Stratus actually could have happened. Because wouldn't you know it, Trish Stratus came out of retirement and wanted to be a wrestler again. Here I thought we had an opportunity to put TNA, a company that I love, on the map. And instead, she took a paycheck and went back over to Connecticut. Well, Trish, don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way out, you sellout. And then Zoe Stark is like, hey, Gail, listen, Trish is our friend. We can't be upset that she decided to take another opportunity. That's life. You know, and Gail Kim, you know, she looks over at Zoe Stark and she's just absolutely disgusted. All right. She's like, Zoe, you don't know what you're even talking about. Okay. I am the face of the Knockouts division in TNA, and I have been ever since I came here. And I'm sick and tired of people showing up here and thinking they can just come here for a paycheck before going back to wrestle somewhere else. Zoe, I'm going to give you an opportunity of a lifetime. Because instead of hanging around with Trish Stratus, instead of learning from a paycheck-chasing has-been, you could learn from a loyal knockout. You could learn under Gail Kim. Now, what do you say? And Zoe Stark, she says, thanks, but no thanks. I think I appreciate you, Gail. I know you've done a lot for this industry, and I am not discrediting that, but I need to make it on my own. You know, that's Trish told me before she left that I had the potential to be the future of this industry, and I need to do this on my own. Prove it to myself. And Gail Kim, she looks over at Zoe Stark and she says, well, then it looks like it's time for plan B. And then Gail Kim takes Zoe Stark, who is currently injured, by the way, and just throws her into the TV monitor and just starts whooping her ass. And she says, Zoe, if you can find some way to make it to Slammiversary, I'm going to make an example out of you. Justin, are we going to get Gail Kim versus Zoe Stark at Slammiversary?
I would assume so, Chad. It does seem like it. I'm not going to say it. What a bastard Gail Kim is.
Yeah.
What a bastard.
Yeah.
Plan B.
Yeah, she signed with WWE.
No, Trish Stratus, get your money. I meant Gail Kim. Gail Kim.
Yeah, right? She's not... What do you think? Do you think Gail Kim has a legitimate gripe?
With who? Trish?
Yeah.
No, fuck no. She didn't owe her anything. What the hell do you mean?
What does Trish Stratus owe Gail Kim?
Nothing, brother. They already wrestled once in the Fed. They're fine.
Yeah.
We move on. Oh shit, we're going right into it.
Move on to our gut check match. Leah Vaughn takes on smiling Kylie Ray, and only one person is smiling now, and that is Kylie Ray, because in about that subpar wrestling and little heat, Kylie Ray defeats Leah Vaughn in 9:43 with a super kick.
This is heartbreaking.
And with that super kick, with that super kick, Leah Vaughn's dreams of being a TNA knockout for now come to an end as the crowd chants, "Sign her anyway."
Sign her anyway.
But that's not how gut checks work. Leah Vaughn fails her gut check.
This is in terms of emotional losses, right up there with Cody Rhodes losing to Roman Reigns the first time at Mania 39. This is devastating for Leah Vaughn. Her dreams dashed by Kylie Ray. Yeah, it's a damn shame. As we see here, Sammy Callahan, he's in the ring with OVE, who, of course, with their other member, Madman Fulton, are in 6-man action tonight. Sammy Callahan, he comes out with the TNA the TNA Heavyweight Championship held by Tessa Blanchard that he stole after, of course, he attacked Tessa Blanchard in the parking lot, hit her with a car, and has attacked her character
and has attacked her work ethic and has just slandered the Blanchard name. And now he goes to the ring with the Chris brothers with the TNA title in hand as they get ready for six-man action.
All right, let's get into it, Chad. Who's teaming up with? Is it going to be these three together?
No, it's those two and Madman Fulton.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. The OVE, David, Chris, Jake, Kristen, Madman Fulton take on Chris Bay and the Rascals. That's Suicide. That's not one of the Rascals. That's Chris Bay's Suicide.
You just spoiled who Suicide was.
Yeah, that's Dez. That's Dez and Suicide and Chris Bay. And in six-man action, OVE win by cheating. Those bastards.
Oh, those bastards.
And they're in the ring, and all of a sudden, as soon as they're in the ring, it looks like the beatdown is going to continue on these three, and Tessa Blanchard's music hits. Sammy Callahan immediately beelines through the crowd and escapes. But the other three members of OVE are not so lucky, as Tessa Blanchard, with a baseball bat, Sting style, runs down into the ring and just starts whooping OVE's ass. And then now she's asking for a microphone. And she says, I just got done talking to Jillian at Slammiversary. It's you versus me inside a steel cage. Tessa Blanchard, Sammy Callahan, nowhere to run for Sammy Callahan, nowhere to hide. Tessa versus Sammy, Justin. If you ask me, I think the stakes just got raised even more.
For sure. There are no cars in a cage match either, so lucky.
There is no cars in a cage match.
Lucky for everyone, no cars. We move on. Yeah. Jillian Jacobs, she is
Jillian
all
Jacobs,
over the
she's
place
a
here
busy
tonight.
woman. She's a busy woman. It's a lot running a wrestling company. And she invites Ken Shamrock and Cory Jarvis into her office where she says, Ken, there's something that I need to tell you. You see, every year Slammiversary inducts a member of our TNA roster in the past into the Hall of Fame. Something that we've done every single year, and it was something that I was looking forward to the most when I took this job over, was having the honor of inducting our other member into the Hall of Fame. And I was looking at all my potential candidates, and while there are many, many names who could be worthy of holding the TNA Hall of Fame title, you are the first TNA champion of all time. You've been a success in TNA. You've been a success everywhere you've wrestled, you've fought. Ken, you are a legend. And at TNA Slammiversary 2020, you're going into the Hall of Fame. Ken Shamrock, he starts getting emotional. He starts weeping. He gives Jillian a hug. Cory Jarvis, he gives Ken Shamrock a hug, and then Jillian says, and while I called both of you in here, we're going to celebrate your TNA Hall of Fame induction the only way I think a Hall of Famer should celebrate. At Slammiversary, it's going to be Ken Shamrock and Cory Jarvis going against two men who are former TNA heavyweight champions. Two men who are considered to be TNA greats. And two men who have made a name in a company that operated with our world championship before Ken Shamrock won the first ever TNA exclusive title. That's right. It's going to be Ken Shamrock and Cory Jarvis going against the NWA Tag Team Champions, James Storm and Eli Drake. Yeah. And everyone's excited. We're going to see two TNA world champions at Slammiversary, Justin.
Wouldn't it be funny if I told you that they weren't tag team champions because you haven't watched Shockwave yet?
That'd be funny.
Do you really want the NWA champions, or do you want Eli Drake and James Storm?
I want Eli Drake and James Storm.
Okay. You weren't going to get Royce Isaacs and Thomas Latimer anyway.
That's fair.
I'm joking. They still are tag team champions. Watch the damn product, Chad.
Oh, listen. Yeah, I've watched every single one. I'm a little behind on this newest one. All All right, but we have here a triple threat tune-up match. Havoc, who is of course one of the three women, who are fighting for the Knockouts title, Jordynne Grace, Tenille Dashwood, and Havoc. And tonight, she's victorious in a decent match. She defeats Kimberly and Taya Valkyrie when Havoc pinned Kimberly with a Havoc killer.
A Havoc killer. I thought you said tuna match, like the fish.
Ew, no, a tune-up match.
I was like, what the hell? A tuna match?
You said, Chad, that's out of pocket.
You can't say that, Chad.
You can't say that. I don't care if we're in Canada. You still can't say that. Jordynne Grace and Tenille Dashwood, while that's going on, they're just talking shit to each other backstage. Jordynne Grace asks Tenille Dashwood, I heard the rumors. Are you going to quit if you don't win this match? Are you going to run back home to WWE 2 like Trish? And Tenille Dashwood laughs and she says, I'm not going anywhere. This is my home. I love TNA. And I'm going to prove it when I take your Knockouts championship. And then while those two are talking, Havoc, who is in the ring staring at the screen of them arguing, and she's just shouting. She's just like motioning that she's going to rip them apart. She looks amped up. This is going to be a physical three-way match between Jordynne Grace, Tenille Dashwood, and Havoc.
Will that be another tuna match? We'll have to find out.
It will not. It might be off the hook, though. As we get Scott Steiner taking on Glenn Gilberti, and in about that, had a decent reaction from the crowd, but terrible wrestling. Scott Steiner busted out a Steiner recliner and cheated to win after Johnny Bravo ran in and attacked Scott Steiner. But hey, a win's a win.
Johnny Bravo, a road agent, put this match together and then ran in and attacked Scott Steiner mid-match. He went off the record. That's a Steiner shoot, brother.
Yeah, exactly. He had a Johnny Bravo shoot. We have here our co-main event tonight. Big X Division match. We have the #1 contender for the X Division title, Ace Austin, taking on TJP. And a decent match. Ace Austin defeats TJP in 15:08 with the Aces High. And this match was designed to tell a specific story. And the specific story was during this match, Ace Austin, he came out wearing a Willie Mack shirt, and he has just been, he was just making fun of Willie Mack the entire time. He was doing just kind of doing his mannerisms in the ring. He was just clearly poking fun. He took the Willie Mack shirt off and pretended to wipe his ass with it. He's just being kind of a little prick.
I mean, little prick is was his nickname growing up in high school. So that's
a little known fact about Ace Austin.
It's a big known fact, actually. I actually get the little known fact about little prick. Little, get it? Ha 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 ha. Willie Mack, though, his entrance music hits.
Yeah, because he's not going to take that disrespect lying down as he runs in, and things get a little physical with Ace Austin as they start fighting, and they actually have to have road agents start separating them. This people are looking to fight. They can't wait to get into action, but they'll have to wait a little longer because Slammiversary is right around the corner as we get to
our main event match here, Chad. Tell us about this main event.
Yes, our main event. So, of course, last week, the Decay defeated the Cousins, and they got to pick the match stipulation for TNA Slammiversary, and they picked a Monsters Ball match made famous by their former tag team partner in the Decay, the Monster Abyss, another TNA Hall of Famer. And so they thought it was only customary if the Deaners say that they're fighting for their family honor, then so will the Decay, and they will do that in a Monsters Ball match. And so tonight, we have a Monsters Ball singles match where Rosemary goes one-on-one against Cody Deaner. And that's our main event, Justin.
And let's get right into it right now, Chad. The Monster Ball main event is...
Yes, that's the angle. So, yeah. Yes, this is also just going over the Slammiversary card, featuring, of course, that Monsters Ball match, but we're also getting Eddie Edwards versus Moose in a singles match. We're going to get, of course, our main event, Sammy Callahan taking on Tessa Blanchard in a steel cage match. But we're also getting, let's just go over the card as a whole. We have Willie Mack taking on Austin Ace Austin for the X Division title. It has been made official. Gail Kim will go one-on-one against Zoe Stark. We've got that Monsters Ball match, as I already mentioned. We have our 4-way tag team title match where the North take on Reno Scum, LAX, and EV2. We have Tennille Dashwood taking on Havoc and Jordan Grace for the Knockouts title. And of course, we've got, now made also tonight, we've got the future TNA Hall of Famer Ken Shamrock and the Commonwealth Kid Cory Jarvis taking on the NWA Tag Team Champions, TNA legends Eli Drake, and James Storm. In our main event, Tessa Blanchard versus Sammy Callahan inside a steel cage. Justin, that is our Slammiversary card before we get to our big main event tonight.
Yeah, that is Slammiversary. But let's get into the main event. Tessa Blanchard benefited from being the flavor of the month. Okay, that's cool.
Nice. And our main event, Rosemary defeats Cody Deaner in 1447 with an Olympic slam in the Monsters Ball match when she put Cody Deaner through thumbtacks after the slam. As we send the crowd home happy.
Yeah, they do. Oh, they are very happy. All 300 people in Toronto are stoked, increasing the popularity in 29 regions. We can look that you lost another 11 grand, so. Uh-oh. Can we? Oh, okay, just like that. All right, show cost, whatever. Popularity recap. Still nothing yet. You are more over than NWA, if that makes you feel any better.
It does make me feel better.
But we'll see how for long that lasts. We'll see if Slammiversary. But up next is NWA Power on the 1st of July. We'll see you there. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of NWA Power. And today we have a special guest. You can kind of hear him clanking and falling down out of his chair in the background right now. Special guest, do you want to introduce yourself?
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Chad Talks.
Believe in Chad Talks.
I'm ready. I'm here. I've made my NWA debut.
Oh, shit. Just like that little rat bastard Kevin Kylie. If you ever watched NWA Shockwave, the bastard himself made his debut attacking Aaron Stevens and injuring Tim Storm in what can be called I can't even say it. It's not YouTube friendly, but people are not happy about it. But let's get into NWA Power, episode number 26, 26 rendition of NWA Power. We start off with a little highlight package of the pay-per-view. Eddie Kingston and EC3. We saw Ethan Carter III get a roll-up cheating win with the help of that piece of shit, James Laurinaitis. We saw Matt Cardona lose his shot at the TV championship. The outlandish Zicky Dice getting the job done. And National Treasure Nick Aldis defeating Dirty South Trevor Murdoch in probably the best match of the night. In terms of rating-wise and story-wise. But that was Shockwave. If you missed it, go watch episode 4. I don't know why you would now with me just spoiling it all, but oh well.
Oh well.
First day of July. The first, we had our... we're 1 month in the save in the game. You know how TEW does. Halfway through the year. Wrestler of the Year. They do the other predictions on the awards. And you know what? NWA won the Company of the Year. What a shock. Wow.
Yeah, what a shock.
No, WWE did. Of course they did. Well, let's start off the show with Strictly Business coming down to the ring. Camille, who won the NWA Women's Championship. Royce Isaacs and Thomas Latimer getting booed out of their mind. And it's the National Treasure, Nick Aldis. And you know he's got to cut a promo to start the show. Oh, God, I wrote a lot for Nick Aldis tonight. So buckle in. As he comes down, he grabs the microphone. And he says, once again, the National Treasure has proven why he stands alone at the top of this industry. At Shockwave, in front of the world, I defeated Trevor Murdoch just as I said I would. Trevor, you brought your best. You fought with everything you had, but as I told you before, heart and grit alone don't win championships. It takes more. It takes a level of excellence that few can even comprehend, let alone achieve. And I don't know why I put tonight. And that night, you learned the lesson that hard way. You see, this isn't just about holding on to a title. This is about defining what it means to be a champion in this business. The name Nick Aldis is now synonymous with greatness. My title reign isn't just a streak, it's a movement, a revolution in the world of professional wrestling. So the question now on everyone's mind is simple. What is next for Nick Aldis? Well, let me tell you what is next. This legacy continues. I don't care who steps up, who gets in line, or who thinks they have what it takes. The championship is staying right where it belongs, right on my shoulders, around my waist, and in my hands. To the entire NWA locker room and beyond. Doesn't matter what company you work for. Take a good look at what happened. Wow, I put tonight in every... I must have wrote this right after Shockwave. Doesn't matter. Let it serve as a reminder that you're dealing with the best in the world. I'm not just defending a title. I'm defending a legacy, a dynasty that will be remembered long after my reign is over. So if there's anyone out there who still thinks they can do what Trevor Murdoch couldn't, fucking step up. Try your luck. But remember this. When you step into the ring with me, you're not just facing a man. You are facing the embodiment of everything that is right and true about this sport. I am Nick Aldis. I am still your NWA World Heavyweight Champion. And this reign right here, it's still far from over. Long live the champ. As we hear the Strictly Business music turn back on, Nick Aldis reminding everybody that he is the greatest professional wrestler of all time. Who can step up to a man who has held this belt for 624 days, Chad? What an unreal reign for Nick Aldis.
Acknowledge your tribal chief.
Acknowledge your tribal chief, indeed. We move on to our opening match tonight. Melina and Ashley Vox go one-on-one in a poor little match here. And Melina picks up her first win in the NWA in 10:07, hitting the inverted leg drop bulldog on young, poor Ashley Vox. We also move on to another match involving two other women in the women's division. It's Allison Kay and Marty Bell. And Allison Kay keeps the momentum rolling. She is now 2-0 in the NWA as she defeats Marty Bell in 7:45 with the cut throat. We move on, Chad, to backstage. The tag team champions enter Billy Corgan's office. And Billy is at his desk. He's just looking over the news. He says, "Oh, Eli, James, what can I do for you two? What can you do for us? What can you do? Billy, do you have your head? Did you have your head in your ass at Shockwave? What are you, a dummy?" Yeah. Those rats, Thomas Latmer and Royce Isaacs, they think they could take us out like that? Nah. We want to fight, Billy. We want to fight next week against those two. And it's short and sweet. Billy gives it to him. Next week. Nice. Champion. So I did write this promo with forgetting that they are being sent to TNA this week. So I apologize for not hyping up that. But whatever. But next week they defend their belts. I forgot to put a street fight. There's going to be a no rules street fight for the defending the belts again against the wild cards, Thomas Latmer and Royce Isaacs. Move on. Our co-main event, Ethan Carter III defeats Ricky Starks in 11:28 by a pinfall with the Sweet Meat Sizzler. Chad, what do you know about this move?
Oh, I know. Hey, listen, I love some sweet meat, all right? And I love it when it sizzles.
Trouble.
Trouble, 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 trouble.
Whoa, trouble, trouble, trouble. Sorry, I love that theme song. James Laurinaitis on the outside of this, on the ring tonight as well. You know, keeping Ricky Starks on his toes, making sure that no cheating happens to Ricky Starks. But you know the bastard James Laurinaitis. He tripped up Ricky Starks when he was running the ropes, and Ricky Starks fell, and Ethan Carter III took that to his own advantage and won the match off of it. I hear a motorcycle going by my house. Sorry, apologies for that.
It's The Undertaker.
And then we move on to our main event tonight, Chad. Short little show.
Mark versus Aaron Stevens.
What do you know about these two?
Listen, I think the few actual NWA thing I watched a long time ago, I think the Question Mark and Aaron Stevens were at once a tag team.
Well, tonight they're not, as Aaron Stevens.
Tonight they're foes.
Tonight they are foes, and Aaron Stevens wrestling with a little bit of anger to him, a little different side of him we haven't seen, because as we talked about a couple, I guess we didn't really talk about it. Kevin Kylie made his debut in the NWA.
Say it to my face!
Yeah, that is his theme. I almost said it, but I felt like I was going to hurt my throat. Aaron Stevens defended the NWA National Heavyweight Championship against Tim Storm, a man that had a lot of respect for the legacy behind that belt and wanted to etch his name into it. That's what it was. Etch. In the recording, I put sketch or etch his name into this. Whatever. Doesn't matter. But after the match, after Aaron Stevens won, Kevin Kylie came out and beat down both men. And yeah, and it was. He
said, "Say it to my face."
He did say it to their face, and unfortunately, we did see Tim Storm get a stretcher. We were hearing after the show that he got sent to the hospital right away. He is seriously hurt, and we don't know the future of Tim Storm. But Aaron Stevens wrestling with a different little bit of intensity tonight. Still frustrated over the attack from Kevin Kylie. He makes quick work of the Question Mark in 947, hits the terminus on him, and then motions for the microphone, and he's got something to say to end the show. And Aaron says,
welcome.
He says, I pride myself in being a level-headed person. It's what got me here. But when someone comes into my life and screws with me and the business I love, and then we have a problem. Kevin Kylie, what you did at Shockwave was disgraceful. Tim Storm, the living legend, is now on the sidelines and in the hospital because of you, and he might not ever wrestle again. Kevin, when you decide to show that ugly, smug face of yours in the NWA again, I'm going to kick your ass for Tim, for the NWA, and more importantly, for me. As he drops the mic and leaves the ring. And that is how we end Power tonight, Chad. Aaron Stevens calling out Kevin Kylie to end the show. Short little show here from Nashville, Tennessee. But look, we only have an hour, brother.
We only have an hour.
We only have an hour, and I like it like that. We'll see you for Slammiversaries coming up after this. I hope you're still watching. I hope your butt is in your seat. And I hope Sweet Meat Sizzler.
Ooh, what's up, guys? Welcome to the 18th anniversary of TNA. We are at Slammiversary, the biggest party of TNA's summer. I am Chad Talks, and we have a very special guest joining me today. You'll never guess who it is. Jmack Gaming!
Hey, hello. It's Slammiversary, everybody. 18 years of this shitty little... Well, technically, it's been longer than 18 years of this company being around, but Slammiversary, it's 18. 18 years of Slammiversary. What's your biggest Slammiversary memory, Chad?
My biggest Slammiversary, whenever I think of Slammiversary, I don't know why this pops into my head, but I think of the SoCal Val Jay Lethal wedding.
Yeah, if I had to picture something, SoCal Val comes into my mind too, am I right?
Yeah, and then the King of the Mountain matches, which we don't have on this card, unfortunately, but those are also fun.
You're a fake fan, then. Come on now. I
thought about it. I just didn't see where it would work. So
let's get into the show because this is a massive, massive show with a couple surprises, a couple little things on here, little hee hee ha ha, and we'll get into the show.
Yes, a couple of hee-hees and ha-has indeed. Jillian Jacobs and our host of Slammiversary, Scott Steiner, show up and they're in the ring with all of our fans, all 1,231 in the Phoenix Concert Theater. And she just says, before I kick us off, let's just show respect for the 18th Slammiversary, and TNA chants fill the theater. Scott Steiner, he says, if I wasn't wearing sunglasses, you would see the tears in my eyes. And then Jillian says, but TNA is only as strong as it is today because of our TNA community. And, the fans give themselves a pop. And she says, and also, we have to thank our friends in the NWA Alliance. Because, you see, we understand that pro wrestling is at its best when everybody is working together. More opportunities mean more chances for stars to develop and entertain all of you. And so, as a surprise, we're going to kick off Slammiversary with an NWA Alliance Battle Royal for the NWA Heritage title.
And the fans all chant, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah,
do you want to read off the participants and where they come from?
Sure. Well, I don't know. I didn't write down where they came from, but I got the participants.
Okay. Well, I'll go over them in the you read them. Read one by one and I'll tell you where they came from.
We got Viper.
Viper, the Scottish wrestler, otherwise known as Piper Niven now. She's from ICW.
We have Tay Conti.
Tay Conti, what a surprise she's here. She's signed with CZW and will be representing Combat Zone Wrestling.
I can't think of any other spokesman for CZW that would be a better fit.
When I think of CZW, it's Tay Conti.
Representing Major League Wrestling, we got Brian Pillman Jr.
There we go, Brian Pillman Jr.
We have ACH.
ACH representing AAW in the Great Illinois.
We have Danhausen.
Danhausen representing AIW. There it was. That's the Illinois.
We got Kyle Fletcher.
Kyle Fletcher representing. Oh God, what is he representing, Chad? One of those British companies. Remember.
We got Steph DeLander.
Steph DeLander representing Melbourne City Wrestling, MCW.
We got, of course, Joe Coffey.
Joe Coffey representing one of those OTT, I think, Over the Top Wrestling.
We have Lufisto.
Lufisto representing Smash Wrestling, another Canadian promotion.
We have James Drake.
James Drake representing Progress Wrestling, who got fired from NXT and now is here.
We've got Mike Bailey.
Mike Bailey, surprisingly, representing WXW out of Germany.
And I wanted to save these last two for last. Representing the NWA, we have James Laurinaitis.
Oh, big James Laurinaitis. The son of Road Warrior Animal. James Laurinaitis is in the ring.
And of course, representing TNA and making his comeback from injury, Rich Swann.
You forgot, did we put in Tyler Bateman? Gentleman Jarvis. Jarvis. You forgot to announce that.
No, I said Jarvis.
You did not. He's representing
You said one of the British companies.
For Jarvis?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, well, Jarvis Cottonbelly's also there.
Gentleman Jarvis is representing Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. Kyle Fletcher was one of the guys I didn't know where he was going.
Yes.
Come on, Chad. You got to be on top of it.
But anyway, that is the participants in our Battle Royal to decide the NWA Heritage Champion. And I predicted Rich Swann would win. I let the game decide, and I was correct. Rich Swann wins the NWA Heritage title.
I mean, what a shock. Your own guy went over. What a fucking shock. Yeah, there it is. A big win for Bless you.
Sorry, I'm allergic to good wrestling. Huh, and what a banger that is.
Danhausen was also okay. Yeah, so Rich Swann.
Yes. Now to start off our TNA proper pay-per-view with our advertised matches, we have, of course, Ace Austin, who has been a cocky prick on the lead up to this feud. He's been making fun of Willie Mack, saying he's not a worthy champion, and said that Ace Austin is going to bring respect and class back to the X Division title. And Willie Mack, you know, he prides himself on being a fighting champion and said he has worked hard to get here, and he will retain the X Division Championship against Ace Austin. Will he be correct, or is this Ace Austin's time? We will find out as our opening, well, I guess not our opening title match for TNA.
That's not even correct either.
That's not even correct either. Our second title match is on the line tonight.
Our next match of the night. Let's see who wins, Ace Austin or Willie Mack.
And in a decent match, Ace Austin defeated Willie Mack in 15-17 by pinfall with Aces High. And Ace Austin, listen, he talked a lot of shit, but he backed it up. And now you can call him your Impact X Division champion.
That is correct. I don't want to call him that, but I will. I might have to. It is technically...
You are going to have to, unfortunately, because he won the match.
Not my president. We move on. A big win for Ace Austin. X Division champion.
Big win for Ace Austin, your X Division champion. We have coming up next, we have a battle of families. But what family is stronger? Blood versus water tonight. We have the cousins, the Deaners, Jake and Cody, taking on a team that are a family by blood, or not by shed blood, not just birth blood, if that makes sense. I feel like I said that weirdly, but you know what I'm saying. We got Crazy Steve and Rosemary representing the Decay, a team led by TNA Hall of Famer, the Monster Abyss, who is not here tonight, but he's with us in spirit.
He's not even fucking contracted with you. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he's not here tonight. Exactly. That's why he's not here tonight. But he's with us in spirit. But this match is a Monsters Ball match. We got the cousins taking on Decay. Justin, do you want to make a prediction on who do you got wins?
Chad, unfortunately, I booked it all, so I know who wins. I cannot make it a prediction here, Chad.
Well, that's not a prediction. That's a spoiler.
That is a spoiler. I'm not spoiling anything here.
That's true. But in a decent match, the Deaners defeated Rosemary and Crazy Steve. When Cousin Jake pinned Crazy Steve, Cousin Jake was the only person in this match who wanted to take a crazy bump. Yes, not even Crazy Steve himself wanted to get very crazy. So I punished him by making him take the pin. I actually had the Decay as the victors, but listen, when Cousin Jake agrees to do the stump bump, you got to go with it. And we got the Deaners here. They're victorious.
Yeah. You told me after Crazy Steve decided he didn't want to take a bump at all or anything, you said, I'm going to remove the crazy from his name and just call him Steve.
And I might do that. He might just be Steve.
I can't wait for that to happen. The Deaners, they decide this match was not enough as they continue the beatdown on Rosemary. They continue
the beatdown. They grab some of the weapons that were in this bloodied Monsters Ball match, and they begin beating down Rosemary and Crazy Steve. And the announcers are saying, "Oh my gosh, these villains, they're beating down." That's my Josh Matthews impression. They're beating down the Decay. What is going on? We need a hero. We need a hero. And then all of a sudden, you hear the music. You see the symbol. Super Eric is here. And he makes the save. Eric Young is back in TNA, and he saves the Decay from the Diener beatdowns. Justin, what a super return for Super Eric.
What a super return for Super Eric. Oh, yes. Here we go. What you see is what you get.
We talk about TNA, we talk about the past, the present, and the future. Well, we're kind of seeing the past versus and the future here, as Gail Kim, who took Trish Stratus leaving to WWE personally and is taking it out on the woman who she took a liking to and said had a big future ahead of her in Zoe Stark. Zoe Stark has called herself the next knockout up, and she is next up tonight when she makes her Slammiversary pay-per-view debut against Gail Kim tonight.
I'm pulling for Zoe Stark to win this match. I hate Gail Kim. I hate her.
Look, we can only hope, but unfortunately, no. Gail Kim does defeat Zoe Stark after there was interference, and you hear commentary. What? Wait a second. That's Leah Vaughn. What's Leah Vaughn doing here? She doesn't work for TNA. She lost her gut check match. And as Gail Kim stands in the ring with her cocky little smile, she has a microphone and she says, "Ladies and gentlemen, Zoe Stark was right about one thing. The future of the knockouts is in this ring. And you're looking at Leah Vaughn, who may not have won her gut check match. But unlike Jillian Jacobs, I saw the potential in her. And so I am personally sponsoring her. And she is a member of this TNA roster." Leah Vaughn, she's here, Justin.
Can she do that?
I mean, if Jillian has a problem with it, she can come out and address it.
She will. She knows that bitch loves her TV time.
She loves her TV time.
I don't know why I called her a bitch. That's my bad.
Oh, no. We see the Hall of Fame induction that happened earlier today of Ken Shamrock. He was inducted by, of course, Cory, Jarvis. And, and then he put over his big tag team match tonight against the NWA Tag Team Champions. And he flat out says, listen, maybe I got one more run in me. And he looks at Cory Jarvis and says, maybe I got another title run in me. I'll leave it at that. The NWA, the Tag Team Champions, they think they have a win. They've got the advantage over me because of my age. But listen, you see age, I see experience, and I'm going to need the experience to beat two TNA former world champions. But with me and the Commonwealth kid Cory Jarvis by my side, I'll prove why I belong in the Hall of Fame. Justin, we have, of course, Eli Drake and James Storm. The NWA Tag Team Champions are here, and they're taking on the new TNA Hall of Famer Ken Shamrock and Cory Jarvis tonight.
Jarvis, all right. Let's see who wins this match here, Chad.
Yes. The match was a barn burner, but Justin, there was a classic, and it was spoiled after an interference from Royce Isaacs. And, oh my gosh, is that Bram? No, you idiot, it's Thomas Latimer, says Don Callis. And Justin, due to that interference from those dastardly heels, Ken Shamrock and Cory Jarvis, they were able to tap out Eli Drake and James Storm.
Yeah, the wild cards of Isaacs and Latimer, they're following the tag team champions around. No matter where they are, you are starting to find Latimer and Isaacs, and they cost Eli Drake and James Storm a big win and their big return to TNA. And I'm sure they will not be happy about that next week on NWA Power.
No, this was supposed to be their homecoming.
Yeah, and someone crashed it. And
you talk about TNA. The history of TNA, I mean, Eli Drake and James Storm, they had both held world titles. You can't talk about TNA without them.
Well, you could, but you very easily could. Bram's also a big part of TNA, so this is his homecoming.
Exactly. Bram's, that's Thomas Latimer, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Is that Bram? No, that's Thomas Latimer, you idiot.
That's what I'm saying. Josh Matthews was like, oh my gosh, it's Bram. And Don Callis was like, Josh, you idiot, that's Bram.
Josh Matthews sucks.
All right, that's Thomas Latimer. Sorry, I was so caught off guard. I've been drinking.
Does he still block you on Twitter?
Josh Matthews. Yeah. I last time I checked, I was still blocked on Twitter.
That's so funny. All right,
Josh Matthews, I apologize. Unblock me on Twitter.
Yeah, he does watch this.
As we move on, well, of course he does. He's my biggest fan. As we move on to our next match, we have our 4-way tag title match. Of course, we have Reno Scum, who have been mixing it up with EV2 as of late, and who have already been feuding with Hernandez, who brought in his old buddy Homicide and reformed the LAX. And this was all coming to blows, and eventually it got involved. It got in the business of Ethan Page and Josh Alexander, as there were constant interferences and beatdowns after their matches, and they had enough. And so, Jillian booked a 4-way. These tag team champions put their belts on the line against some of the very best tag teams in professional wrestling. Will they walk away with the belt, or will it be a new day for a new champion? Not that new day. Sorry. I don't want to get sued. But anyway, yeah. we go to our next match.
We go to the match. Chad, are you dying over there?
No, I'm good. Okay. I had a yawn, but I didn't. But I had to yawn right while I was talking, so I was trying to not do it. This
guy getting sleepy on his own show. Joking. It is 6 o'clock over there. It is late.
It is. Yeah. What's the real? It's late. All right.
You are such an old man now.
In a decent match, the North defeat Reno Scum, Homicide, and Hernandez, and Rhino and Sabu in 15-11. The order of eliminations were Reno Scum first, then LAX, and then finally EV2. Rhino and Sabu, they just didn't have it in them, and they lost. And the North made defense number 2 of the world titles, and they're in the ring celebrating. And then all of a sudden, we hear the music of a tag team we haven't seen in TNA in a long time. It was LAX last week, or this week on Impact, but now tonight, Justin. That's the Motor City Machine Guns.
Boom, 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 whatever their theme song is. I thought there was a bunch of gunshots to begin with, right?
Yeah, that starts it, right?
Forgot to give Alex Shelley a picture.
Oh, no. The game did Alex Shelley dirty, but the Motor City Machine Guns are back in TNA. And they stare down the tag team champions.
I mean, yeah,
that is huge.
The fans are excited for Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin to be back, and the game may have forgotten Alex Shelley, but the people here in Toronto sure didn't.
I never will. He was for some reason not on the roster, so I had to go sign him. Chris Sabin was for some reason not wrestling.
Yeah, well, both of those guys were not in TNA wrestling at this point in real life, Chad. So that makes sense.
Didn't they both? They were both at the Slammiversary pay-per-view.
Chad, we didn't start at the Slammiversary pay-per-view, though.
Yeah,
remember?
You're right. Well, listen, history repeats itself because they're back today, too. As we move on to our triple threat knockouts championship match, this is one of our top title matches tonight. Jordynne Grace defending the belt against a woman who beat her by cheating and called herself the number 1 contender in Tenille Dashwood. Havoc became the number 1 contender when she won a number 1 contenders match made by Jillian Jacobs, our, of course, very humble TNA general manager. And these 3 women are about to come to blows tonight. This has been a pretty hostile feud. Tenille Dashwood and Jordynne Grace have been talking shit about each other, and Havoc has been just destroying people and letting her power and destruction do the talking. Will that be enough to win the belt, or will Jordynne Grace retain, or will Tenille Dashwood become the new Knockouts champion? We are about to find out.
I'm hoping Tenille Dashwood takes it, brother. I love Tenille Dashwood. She's my favorite.
Unfortunately for you, she did not win it. But in a decent match, Jordynne Grace defeated Havoc and Tenille Dashwood in 1547 when Jordynne Grace pinned Havoc with a fall from Grace. And then after the match, she wins, makes defense number 1 of the Knockouts title. And then she celebrates in the ring with her championship belt held high. And she's jumped by Tenille Dashwood.
Oh, no. Son of a bitch.
And she begins to stomp Jordynne Grace, but Jordynne Grace gets back up and then crushes her. Hits her with not 1, not 2, but 3 juggernaut bombs in a row, and they have to stretcher Tenille Dashwood out of here.
What the fuck? Yeah. Is this a heel turn from Jordynne Grace?
Tenille Dashwood.
No good guys injuring someone to the point.
Going to well, she was after she just got her shit kicked out of her at Slammiversary after her win. Chad, she's getting some payback. And also Tenille Dashwood is going to
still under contract for 2 weeks.
Oh, nice. Well, Tenille Dashwood's leaving.
You had her for the whole month for tapings.
Well, hey, she's here, and she won't be here for longer.
Just killed her off. You could.
Bye-bye. I forgot about this. We have an impromptu episode of Steiner Shoots. He says, I just thought, like, you people, I'm trying to think about what's the most 100% chance of you people watching Slammiversary. And I realized that right now we have a 95 2/3 chance of all of you watching Slammiversary, but I'm a genetic freak. And so when you put me on the TV, those chances drastic go up. So now you have a 99 2/3% chance. And then while he's doing his little shtick, the set around him starts changing from his Steiner Shoots set to a little cabana set. And he turns around, and Justin, you see Carly Colon in the ring wearing his little fun little vacation Hawaiian dad shirts and holding a coconut martini. And he says, hi, welcome to the cabana. And Steiner's like, who the hell are you? And he's like, I'm Carly Colon. And this show has been very good. However, it was missing that thing to make it cool. And now, with Carly Colon, Slammiversary has officially been cool. And Scott Steiner says, this place was already cool before you. Who in the hell are you? And while he's like ranting, Carly Colon spits apples in Scott Steiner's face. Justin Carlito is here.
Son of a bitch. That son of a bitch. Carly Colon is here, Chad.
Yeah, he's here in TNA. Are you excited for Carly Colon?
I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see if he can still go in 2020.
Yeah, well, me and you both. We have here our co-main event tonight. We got Eddie Edwards taking on Moose. I forgot to talk about this on the last week's TNA because I'm a big dummy. But
no, you talked about it. You did put it in the thing.
I forgot to talk that it was a 1 out of 2 falls match. Then.
Yeah, so best 2 out of 3 falls match. You did not mention that, but it was in the hype package.
Yes. Eddie Edwards versus Moose, where I'm sure they would have talked about 2 out of 3 falls. Moose and Eddie Edwards, they're on a collision course. Both of them want to be the TNA champion. And Justin, from what I've been hearing around the TNA locker room, and the announcers talk about this during their entrances, rumor has it that this match could have title implications down the line. Perhaps the next contender for the TNA belt could come out of this match.
Well, to be honest, Chad, I don't like either one of these guys, so hopefully those rumors are not true. I don't want to see either one of these guys in the title conversation. I want to see guys like Suicide and Karrion Kross in the title conversation.
Well, Karrion Kross does not work here, unfortunately.
Couldn't think of another name. That's on me, guys. That's on me. I'm pulling for someone. I already know who wins, so I can't say I'm pulling for them. Chad, how does this match go? Because it is a best 2 out of 3, so how do the falls go?
The match starts. Eddie Edwards turns around, runs into a spear. 1, 2, 3. Moose takes the first fall. And everyone is like, oh my God. And Moose is just beating down Eddie Edwards. And after he throws Eddie Edwards out of the ring, you realize as he rips off his TNA shirt that he's wearing to see that he's pulling a Goldberg. He's got a metal plate strapped to his chest, which when he ran into Eddie Edwards was the reason it led to that quick pin. And so he takes that off, maybe stupidly, because he takes that off and begins to continue to beat down Eddie Edwards. But Eddie, getting the people behind him, fighting back, he's able to mount some offense and was able to turn things around and was able to get a pinfall down the line after coming back from that tragic beatdown by Moose. And we are now up to 2 falls apiece. Both of these men are exhausted. Eddie Edwards,
1 fall apiece.
1 fall apiece. Eddie Edwards grabs his steel chair, and as he's going to go swing it, he goes, and Moose spear. Oh, Eddie Edwards falls backwards. But as he was falling backwards, Justin, the chair slams forward and bashes Moose in the head. And listen, they both after the spear, Moose was able to unfortunately not connect with that finisher with the pin because of the chair. So he rolls out. Both men are slowly getting to their feet. And it looked like Moose was ready to pick Eddie Edwards up and hit him with a devastating power bomb. But Eddie Edwards was able to hit with a Boston Knee Party. 1, 2, 3. Eddie Edwards is your winner.
What a win. Forgot to put as a pinfall, but it doesn't matter. Eddie Edwards wins 2 out of 3. Big match. Yeah. Big match, Eddie. Disappointing as they were both off their game tonight, Chad.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
That is a bummer. I'm sure if we had media scrums, they would be talking to you about that. But what do you have to say? Let's do it right now. What do you have to say about Eddie Edwards and Moose being off their game? Is this going to affect their push down the line, or is this just like a one-off thing?
You know, I think Eddie Edwards and Moose have proven what they're capable of in the ring. And, you know, even though they had a bad day, the match was still good. And even on if I get a decent match on a bad day from both of them, I'll take it. I hold nothing against them, and I look forward to seeing them mix it up again.
I like that answer. Good answer. Good answer. Good answer. Let's see.
But if they don't, I swear to God, I'll ship them off so fast.
Where are you going to send them?
As we get home, I'll send them home. As we get to our main event tonight, Sami Callahan versus Tessa Blanchard. OVE has been barred from ringside, and even if they weren't barred from ringside, we have a steel cage to make sure there's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Tessa Blanchard finally gets her hands on the man who stole her world title, not literally, because she is still the title, but a champion holder. But he is physically holding the belt now. So he kidnapped it after he ran Tessa Blanchard over with Tessa Blanchard over with a car. He had the TNA belt on a chair he was holding hostage and had a ransom note with the belt. Tessa has had enough of all of this nonsense. She destroyed OVE with a Sting-style baseball bat on Impact this week, and tonight there'll be nowhere left for Sami Callahan to hide. Sami Callahan versus Tessa Blanchard for the TNA Championship. That is our main event tonight.
Inside the Slammiversary cage, as we see the cage lowering. Surprised they could get a cage here in the Phoenix Concert Theater, but they made it happen. Do indie shows in their cages, do they build them? Is that how they do them? Like if you went to go see like a fucking CZW show, I think they build their cages, like right there. It's not like
during the hype package, you see Scott D'Amore just with a hammer and nails, just building the steel cage.
What was that guy before the show who wanted to show up? Asylum.
Yeah, Asylum. That's what he's doing.
Local indie wrestler Tony Vega and Asylum wanted to hang out, and we put him to work building the cage for the main event here at Slammiversary. Chad, do you want to talk about this match, or should we just go right into it?
I think our fans know what's on the line here. I think they know the stakes. It was a very violent match. Sami Callahan took Tessa Blanchard and scraped her face against the steel cage, making her like a cheese grater. Her face was just all busted and bloodied. Sami Callahan was busted open by a baseball bat that Tessa Blanchard snuck into the ring. It was just both of these two just tried to kill each other, quite frankly. Sami Callahan, to be a heel, rolled down to the ring in the same car that he ran Tessa Blanchard over with the belt, riding shotgun. Justin, are we ready to see who walked out of TNA Slammiversary champion?
I am, Jen.
I hope this match does good. 67 is better than I thought I said a 60 would be good. I'm happy with a 67. And a good match, Tessa Blanchard defeats Sami Callahan in a cage match in 2020 to win by pile driver and make her first defense of the Impact World title.
Yeah, but how long did it go?
It went 2020.
Oh,
just like the year.
I thought that's what you meant.
Oh,
funny! A big win for Tessa Blanchard. She has showed why she is by far your best in-ring worker. Like, there's no one on your roster even touching her in terms of.
She has the belt.
Yeah, so it's gonna be.
People can say what they want about her, but she's bringing TNA TV ratings.
It's gonna be a fun slow run to see who is developing and who can be one of those top guys. Will it be an ingrown guy to finally dethrone Tessa, or will
it be Carlito,
or will it be like a outside worker that comes in and is a good worker? Because I'm excited to see the slow build of someone being becoming a star and becoming a champion. Because no one on TNA right now is getting 60s in ring. No. So I'm excited to see who will be that first person to become to rival Tessa in ring in that kind of way. But yeah, massive win for Tessa Blanchard in the cage. She may have been hit by the car, but that didn't take her out.
And of course, she grabs her title and she holds it high. And then Eddie Edwards comes down to the ring. Like I said, we talked about in that 2 out of 3 falls match that this could have title implications. And now seeing Eddie Edwards in that ring staring down the champion, we have to assume this is Eddie Edwards calling his shot.
I mean, I would assume so too. That match with Moose kind of felt like a #1 contender match. So it makes sense that he's out here to call his shot, Babe Ruth style, to end the show. Jameer Gibbs left practice today with a leg injury, by the way.
Oh.
Sorry, I just saw that. My bad. Don't know if it was big or bad, but...
Well, that's Slammiversary, everybody.
Could be not a good sign that it hasn't. No one said anything about it. Yeah, that's Slammiversary. A 58, edging out Shockwave by 1 point. You son of a bitch. Oh.
First one for the good guys.
No. Oh, no. That is your finish of the show. Let's address the locker room. Do you want to talk to anyone?
Yes, we're going to give Tessa Blanchard, we're going to praise her on a good performance.
A great performance.
Yep. We're going to tell Jillian Jacobs she's awesome.
You're going to tell you can't tell yourself anything. You are
I can't
Jillian.
tell myself I'm awesome. I can't tell myself I'm awesome.
I have a good one.
Well,
can you tell Moose to get his his poor cardio? He barely could go 15 minutes.
That seems very uncharacteristic of Jillian, but yeah, I'm in. Let's do it. Fuck it.
You have look, that's the only way he's going to get better.
Let's make fun of Crazy Steve too. What should we tell him?
Repeatedly insulted. Seems pretty good.
Yeah,
all
good.
Right.
All right, make the speech.
She seems
Tessa Blanchard is pleased. Steve did not seem too concerned with my speech. Well, he's about to...
At least for now.
Okay.
He's going to kill you in your sleep, I think.
Yeah.
And Moose got the message. All right, that's good. You want to see Moose get that message because, look, he had an off night and can barely go 15. Maybe getting him into shape will elevate him into the world title picture.
Maybe next time he'll win the #1 contenders match.
You got $23,000 from this show. Ticket sales were massive, so this was huge for you. Broadcast revenue and so I think things are on the up and up. We were worried about your money for a little bit, but I think you're fine now, Chad. I think pay-per-views are going to save you every month. I think just because you didn't have one technically.
So.
All right, and then your popularity, you went up in a lot of spots, so that's good to see. You're actually going up in spots. So,
listen, I am very happy with Slammiversary 2020.
You are very happy with it. It was a good show for sure. I can't believe I lost to it. Unbelievable. Do you want to sign Ricky Reyes?
No.
Okay, well, we'll see you for. I want to take a look around the world right now because
let's take a look.
That is something we don't do a lot in the other series. Is we don't look at what other companies are doing. It's because we are the #1 and 2 companies. I don't think people care about what fucking 2004 CCW is doing. So let's look at what like the Fed have going on and stuff like that. Let's see. Let's look at your mail real quick. Everyone's gone. Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh no! They saw her work again and said, "Come to Papa." She's gonna be everything that Trish Stratus is.
All right, go retire her again.
Let's see. I mean, let's see how much. Okay, they're offering her $15,000 a month. That might be a little bit too much, too rich for you.
Yeah, I don't think I can afford that.
I'll give it to her. How long was it? 18 months, so 2 years. It's a better offer. Oh. Okay, she can consider it. I think 16's not that much. But, yeah, we'll see. I mean...
We'll see.
We'll see. You did run $15,000 in workers, so... but that was an anomaly. You had a lot of guys come in for a show. So, let's see. So we can look at that. We now know WWE is just stealing up all of the women in the indies. That's really That's really going on. You can look at right
Only
here.
a matter of time before Zoe Stark leaves me.
Ricky Banderas. Gronk re-signed. CM Punk went over there.
Yeah, no big deal.
Trish is over there. Nyla Rose is over there. Walter's in NXT UK or something like that. Chris Statlander, like the first week, went over there. What are they doing right now in show history? Stomping Grounds. What the fuck is Stomping Grounds? Okay.
The pay-per-view, yes.
The main event was Braun over Bray Wyatt to retain the Universal Champion. Jeff Hardy is the Intercontinental Champion, defeating Nakamura, Otis, and Daniel Bryan. Roman Reigns won a fatal five-way with Edge, Rollins, Mysterio, and Randy Orton. Okay. All right. Asuka defeating Nia Jax and Talia. Got a 78. Good for them.
Oh, I love CM Punk's pay-per-view match. Robert Roode and Drew McIntyre and CM Punk defeating Elias and the Viking Raiders.
This is the longest show of all time.
Aleister Black defeating MVP.
Who are the champions right now? Drew McIntyre, a WWE champion. Robert Roode's the 24/7 champion. Jeff Hardy beat. He was a vacated belt. They've had it for a while. Asuka, Morrison, and Miz. Bayley. Shelton Benjamin is the U.S. champion. What the hell is going on? Love it. He beat Apollo Crews for it. Braun Strowman and then Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross are your tag team champions. AEW, everyone's favorite company in the world. They do nothing wrong ever. They did Bash at the Beach, and Moxley and Omega got an 86. That's a good match. Cody
Bash at the Beach. WWE should sue them.
Cody defeated Jake Hager by DQ as well. What the fuck? What? Oh, that makes sense. Rhea. Okay. All right. I mean, that looks like a 2020. A 2020 pay-per-view for AEW. Anything else you want to look at, Trent? I'm number 11. This is horse shit. this is horse shit. I did pass. I'm on your ass. You might be a Canadian-based company right now, but I'm on your ass for USA popularity. I'm on your ass, Trent. You are 4th in Canada right now.
Nice. We run Canada.
Well, yeah. I mean, Smash is there. You're higher than New Japan in Canada. But, god damn it, you are ahead of me in everything. You are the bigger company for once. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? Who would have thought? A big show for Slammiversary. All right, we'll see you for...
Big show was not there.
We will see you for episode 6, week 6. Power. What is your next pay-per-view? It will be technically
Unbreakable.
Unbreakable. First weekend of August. We can move that if you want, but as of right now, that is Unbreakable, Victory Road, and then Prelude to Glory and Bound for Glory the next night. I don't know if you want to delete. I don't know if you want.
I can't wait for Prelude to Glory.
What about the Bash at the Brewery?
No, we're keeping that. That's our New Year's show.
That's your New Year's show. I mean, you have all these too that you can bring back. Hard Justice.
I already know I plan on doing Destination X again.
Lockdown, Redemption. You have a bunch of shit. You can make whatever. I'm sure there's.
We might just make them television specials too. Under
you could.
Names.
I don't. Yeah, Prelude to Glory could be a television special. I don't know what you're gonna do with this.
That could be Destination X.
Yeah. Well, this would be Destination
special.
X, but.
Yeah.
Prelude to Glory sounds interesting. I might have to look into that to see what it is.
That Road to Glory. Victory Road. Maybe Victory Road. Maybe that's the Victory Road television special.
I don't have a show until October. I don't have an event until October. Does that change?
Oh, wow.
I don't know. But until then, right now, we're just doing TVs until October. We'll figure that out. We'll figure it out. To be determined. We might have a TV special in August, just the NWA Summer Sizzler or something like that. But it's 103 days from now. So we lost $67,000 last month. Oh my God.
Oh no.
We don't have any broadcast. We don't have pay-per-view. No one wants to watch. We're on fucking USA and our YouTube for our shows. And Fight doesn't want to renegotiate with us because we're not big enough. Oh, we're in the blender right now in NWA. We're in the blender. we'll see. We will see you for week 6 before I lose my mind. See you.